so the first of the nations that actually gets to take a turn is the Alemany here, and let's try to bring this into the light so I can read it. They get points for killing Burgundian, Frank, Hun, Roman, points for being a fetus, and points for their income when they become Catholic. On turn 3, they want to be in Lotharingia, primarily. Agricultura, which is where they start, Austrasia, and Burgundia. Agricultura, Lotharingia, Burgundia, and what was the other one? Austrasia. I feel like that has to be German. And I know it's not there. Oh, I don't know where Austrasia is. Ost is east. I expect to see it somewhere. Sometimes in EU, they get the province and cities confused. I haven't seen it here. I'm really not expecting it way back here. And I'm just not seeing it. I know this is something from the era. Ah, it's up here. Okay, so I'm not interested in Travaria, but I am interested in Austrasia. But my main focus has to be getting into Burgundy, I think. Okay. Well, I could raid. Raiding gives me certain advantages. Notably, it makes it so that the Romans don't get to intervene. It can be a way of clearing the limites out of the way. On the other hand, I have a pretty big force. 2, 3, 5, 6. All of which I could throw into Lotharingia. If I get lucky, I don't even really have to fight. I just blow the limite out of the way. I mean, I get to blow it out of the way no matter what. But if I get lucky, the Romans don't get to attack me. Since I have a leader who has bonuses this turn, I am going to launch an attack into here. Now, the Romans get a chance to intervene. And I'll be using this force. It doesn't have a leader. Too far away for Julianus or Caesar to be able to reach anyway. So I'm an empire, so I get +2 to the arrow. And none of the other things apply. So if I get a 4 or higher, I get to hit him with my force. I do, and we're going to have a battle. But first, the limite is killed, and I have to look up and find, what is it? It's a D2 check. Odd, it does a point of damage. Okay, it did a point of damage. So now, what has happened is one Alemany is dead, the limite is dead. That's going to be a victory point for each. I'm going to put these over here to remind me about those points, because I'll add them into the combat points. And we have a battle here. Travaria doesn't have a limite? Really? Interesting. Okay. I'm not sure I believe that. Flanders, Austrasia, Travaria, Lotharingia. Flanders, Austrasia, Travaria, Lotharingia. I'm sorry, Travaria, Lotharingia. Is that Rhenish? No, that says Danubis. I'm wondering if 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm missing one of my Rhine limites. I gotta find where that is and why I don't have it on the board. To Britannia, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Wow, I have a Roman one there, or an African one there. What's up with that? That's not right. Okay, let me figure out what the hell's going wrong. I got them in the wrong places. Happened. I pulled it from under my space. I think we're right, but I gotta check the African one. Why is that in the wrong place? Yeah, I shouldn't be wasting this time on video. So I'm trying to, thought I had it set up correctly. Maybe this is a correction that I don't know about. Okay. 7 areas owned, 2 limites in Britannia. 8 along the Rhenus and Danuvis, Flandria, Austria, Tuvaria, Lotharingia, Helvetia, Raetia, Comuntum, Pannonia. Helvetia, Raetia, Comuntum, Pannonium. This should be a Danubian. Now what? 8 along the Rhenus and Danubis, Flora. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What are these other ones then? Oh, jeez. I'm lost. Okay, they've got 4 Oriental ones along the Danubian. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I think one's just mistitled because there shouldn't be any in Africa. So, okay. We'll live with that. All right, so here is the Roman force. We came into Lotharingia, which is not a mountain, so nothing too special is going on there. Here is the Alemany force. And we go to something I'm kind of used to doing. We got the reaction, we got the hits from the limites. We go to combat. Okay, there's going to be archery. The Romans have 1 archer, so they're going to get a die for that. We'll give them that over there. The Alemany do not have any archers. We do not have heavy, so we're not going to lose a die for anything. What about, we're not in clear, steep, or desert, so we don't get the horse archer bonus. So basically the Romans roll a single die, and there's no re-rolls on this. This just takes effect. It has no hits. Now we look at actual points. The Romans have 3 dice. Our barbarians, looks like, have 5 to begin with. Okay. There's no limite left, so it's not giving a bonus there. The attacker is in the forest, but the defender is not a barbarian. Is a barbarian attacker in a barbarian province versus civilized. I believe the province border is here. It's hard to tell. When they're next to the river, they're invisible. When they're next to any terrain, they're basically gone. Okay, the defender does not have a fortified city. They don't have a limite. They do not have a horde. Is this an invasion turn for the Alemany? Because if it was, they could have moved their unit. Yes, it is an invasion turn. I could have brought my horde with me. It doesn't actually help me in combat, but I think I wanted to do that to give me the extra space. I'm not positive, but we'll see. Okay, so we do not get anything for the horde. That's only the defender who gets that. Event cards. Okay. I would have wanted to do this first. Shit. I forgot to do that. So here's the thing. The diplomacy cards, I have to look up when I can play them. I think that I could have played this at any point before, but what's weird is this, it's only for my activation, so it's not going to actually help, so I want to hold that. Okay. So it doesn't have an effect on me, and the Alemany here do not want the Saint card by any means. Okay, 2 or more elites. The Romans have 3 elite flags here, but not 4. So I can exchange, they're allowed to exchange double. They're allowed to exchange twice if they have 4 elites as Romans. The cav advantage. The Romans have the cav advantage. They exchange another die. Empire versus barbarians. I exchange yet another die. Now I'm to 3 black dice. Nomads in the steppe. Fortify city. No. Okay. The Romans have the heavy advantage. If we had any black dice here, we'd have to downgrade it. Now it's time to roll the combat. And these are simultaneous with the barbarians having 2 rerolls. So I got this, which is worth 1 grand hit. And the Romans get 5 hits. This is pretty horrible for the barbarians. Now, I probably can't match 5 hits. I probably can't do real damage to the Romans. I am going to force the Romans to reroll one of their black dice. I get 2 rerolls. See what happens. That worked pretty well. I'm going to force them to reroll another black die. Okay. I took 2 hits. The Romans took 1 hit. The barbarians lost and have to retreat. They take their horde with them. Back here to Agri Dumbele. It's recovery time. Okay, but before recovery time happens, the Romans get 3 victory points, and the Alemany generate 1 for things they killed. And this is clarified in the errata that it works this way. The Alemany are at 1. Okay. And now it's recovery time. The Romans can't recover that. That was lost earlier. But the Alemany can recover their 2 units. And the Romans recover an elite that they lost. And now we've succeeded in getting rid of the limite. But that is it. And you know what I forgot? I forgot these extra points. So 1 extra point for each. Alemany goes back in the tray where he's available for being rebuilt next turn. The Roman, unfortunately, is not available until turn 4 for these, the Liberté that was killed. I thought they were turn 8. I think they all come back on turn 8, but the damaged ones, the destroyed ones, come back on turn 4. Okay, but this is an invasion turn. I can go again. Well, this was not that impressive, but here's the problem. Now, although I've blown a hole in the Liberté here, I kind of can't, I kind of don't have a good route forward. I can't raid now. I would have had to give up my entire turn to raid. I could hope for better results against the Romans. It's possible. I think I want to do that because I want to get moved into here. This is my invasion turn. I have to make the move now. The Romans don't have any interception they want to do. They do want to fight here anyway. So we're going to be redoing that battle. And it's essentially the same thing. The Romans get 1 shot on the archery. We get a hit this time. And now the totals are 4 white dice to the 3 black dice for the Romans. My sleeve is bugging me and making me clumsier. Okay. The barbarian's still not getting a good roll. They gotta get kind of lucky to do much, but and the Romans crap out Okay, this is awesome. I've won the battle. I don't want to reroll any Roman dice, but I'll reroll 2 of the barbarian dice. Oh no, I haven't won the battle because of that. And I fail. Okay, we each take 1 hit. The Romans take their hit on their elite. I'm sorry, we didn't each take 1 hit. We're each gonna, the Romans are gonna get a victory point because they killed another unit. So we'll increase their value here. Who won the battle? Well, that's not obvious. What's the victory? Oh, there's no leader, so I don't have to check for an assassination. Okay. Neither one eliminated. Who had the fewer units? They're equal. There's not a fortified city. Oh, there is a horde. I brought my horde with me, so the Romans have to withdraw. Now, after the withdrawal, both sides recuperate their units. And something seems weird here? Yeah, I know. I know. I'm going to get away from... I could actually fall back to here. I'm going to fall here, opening things up for the Franks in the north. And now we have taken Lotharingia. It's just a city location. It's not an actual site, but it's something we were interested in owning. All right, now, in doing this, have we taken anything away? We have not taken the northern Gaul away yet. Gallia Septimus or whatever. So we have 2 more actions just with this leader, but not with the horde. What else do we want to kill? Well, we could go hunting. We could go hunting limites. That's definitely a possibility. Or is there something else we want to blow up? I don't know. There's nowhere I particularly want to go. Limites give me victory points. Nothing else kind of does, but I could collect money. Money is useful once I become a kingdom. I don't know. Let's march up. Do the Romans want to intervene here? Well, this is at range 3 now. I can't go running through here, I don't think. So, I mean, we'll try, but it's not as good a chance. Before it was a 4, now I think it's a 5, right? Yeah. We do not catch them. Now we make a limite check. Odd, the limites kill one of our units before we kill it. They do not. So here's an Alemany. I'll put this here just to remind me that I'm getting points. I can lay siege to that. And now we flip all the way to the siege table. And, okay. I'm not nomadic. The besieged is in decline. That gives me a +1 to the table. The wall value is -2, so that gets me down to -1. I would need to roll an 8 or higher to take it. I could sacrifice 2 units. I don't think they get victory points for it, but I'm not sure. Yeah, no, they do. They're hits. I could sacrifice 2 units for the siege, but I'm going to just roll on that 8 or higher die roll. I did not take it. I have to retreat. Except I don't. Do I? So here's where things are weird. Now, I can leave troops behind as I'm moving. I still have to retreat for failing to take the siege, I think. A siege may be maintained after... No, I can stay. I can stay there. And I could leave 1 unit behind. Oh, I get 2 rerolls. Hold on. Yeah. Okay, so we have taken this. What do? I could burn it, or I could leave it as is. Good question. I'm going to loot it, but the question is whether I destroy the walls. So looting it, I get 3 money for the Alemany, plus 2 of these chits. My chits give me 4 more money. There's a looted chit here. And let's see what this event is. 52. '52 is Rolling Stones, maybe played by a leader who just successfully besieged a capital. I did not do that. But that goes here. This goes into there. And I don't want to play the Saints. What do we have here? Okay. Gotta remember to check these things. I could be checking everyone's because everybody could play in on these. The question is, do I want to destroy the walls? Right now I own the city. I don't think I do. So that was one of my activations. My second activation, I could keep going to destroy cities, or I could attack things like Australia. I'm going to march forward to Australia here, bringing that, and again, that requires a 5 for the Romans to intercept. Alternatively, Caesar could actually intercept as well. So do I want to try that? What's Caesar's interception? I probably do. Although, if they both make it, it's fine. But Caesar is at range 2, but he has to cross a strait, which is -2. Okay. So let's roll for Caesar first, because he's the one we don't want to go, but we have to make the decision on both. So he is at +1 combat bonus. +3. +1. So I think I need a 5 for him as well. He does not make it. The other force also needed a 5. They do not make it. The Limites, odd, they do a damage. They do a damage this time. We'll put that there for points. And that was my 2 operations. I am done. I'm still occupying this city, so I get the points for it, whatever. Did I want to destroy it? I don't know. But anyway, we've made some ground. The only thing we get the points for this turn is these, so we're going to get 2 points because, again, Romans are worth 1 each to us, and barbarians, I just want to make sure, are worth 1 each. Yeah, Persians here too. Interesting. Okay, so the Alemany get 2 more points, and the Romans get 1. Now we flip the Alemany over to indicate that I've played them, because that helps me. And now the next one up is the Ostrogoths. Remember, the Persians go as kingdoms after the barbarians do. And I gotta swap batteries and stuff like that. The Ostrogoths are complicated. In the Goth for turn 1. First of all, they have the alliance with the Goths. They can borrow a Visigoth unit during their turn. No big deal. On turn 1, they have the choice to conquer Sarmatia and its vicinity, gaining territory and loot, but leaving themselves exposed to the coming Hun invasion. Well, it's not so much loot. They can get some victory points. I'm not impressed by either of what they can get there, but here's the other thing they get. If they conquer Sarmatia, they get a Renaissance on turn 6 or later, which, if they're free or submitted to the Huns, where they can attempt a rebellion to get out of the Huns, and the Huns are the only ones who are really going to screw with them. Then they get an extra barbarian invasion with 5 extra units. Their age drops, and if they're a kingdom at that point, well, they'd have to become barbarians again to be able to drop. Okay, let's think about what they want though. On turn 3, if they have Dalmatia, Epirus, Dardania, Pannonia, Thracia, those are worth 5 victory points each. That is worth so much more than what I can get off of the victory points from conquesting Sarmatia, which right now is basically the crap that I kill. Now, right now, Sarmatia, I have the only horde in Sarmatia, I think. This is part of Moesia right now. So I don't have to conquer that. And that is an important reason for that. So essentially, I conquer Sarmatia by being here. At the end of my turn, I guess. Because what it says here, and this is a little weird, but the Ostrogoths receive bonus VP if they conquer their starting area and those to the west. Then they don't. That's a lie. I don't know where. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Let's look to see if it's here. Maybe it's here. Turn 1. So this is missing from the card. Oh, there it is. 4 each for Balticum, Barbarium, and Sarmatia. Okay. All right. So I can conquer Sarmatia by just leaving my horde there. It's the only horde in Sarmatia. It gets me a conquest. It gets me control of Sarmatia. So that's 4 victory points. For me to get conquests in Balticum or Barbaria, which I think are the other 2 that I'm allowed to get, I have to move my forces and basically submit these 3, or these 2, or this 1. Balticum, I have to submit this one. For these 2, I have to submit both of those. It leaves my horde exposed, though, for the Huns, and it causes an issue. That issue being, I'm not moving towards these things that are worth 5 points each later. On the other hand, I get the potential for, and yeah, I'm sorry about, not being able to read that immediately. I'm so used to there being fuck-ups in this game that I'm more expecting them than not. At the end of 2 successive military phases, Goth activations, surviving Lent units are redeployed to their within 3 of their horde. No, all Goth units within 3 of their horde. Which, if I get farther enough away, might work well for me. So I automatically conquer Sarmatia according to this. I get a Renaissance. The Renaissance is going to give me a pile of troops, reduce my age, which age for barbarians isn't necessarily that big a deal. So the big question then is, what do I lose out on turn 3, where there's all these rich points, much more than I can get right now? I'm not going to be able to get much for loot. Or do I want to push into, the Hun regions? And I have to think about this. I had to think about it last game when I did not realize the Renaissance very well. I think I read it and was kind of aware, but kind of forgot about it. But here's the real problem. The real problem is that I could end up submitted to the Huns, and failure to to revolt at the right time. It doesn't cost me the Renaissance. I can get it later, perhaps. But I would be a mercenary. I would be a submitted barbarian to a barbarian, to a nomad barbarian, where I'm allowed to do something. There we go. A rebellion. I'd have a 50-50 chance of either breaking free or getting 5 victory points. Losing 5 victory points. That's kind of a painful amount of points. On the other hand, I can probably get 8 points this turn. I don't see. So he has. I don't remember. I'm always having to look these fuckers up. This chart on the leaders here. So the campaign value. He has 3 campaigns. So I can make a campaign here, which gets me open to attack Balticum. And then another run down here. Now there's something. So here the movement allowances is listed here, but I think the leader actually gets an extra movement, but I'm not sure. Not listed there. Crap. Okay, I gotta find where it says the leader gives you extra movement. Leader gives 1 extra movement point to anybody who's completely moves with him, which means I can hit here. I could overrun this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I can overrun that. Okay, so that's no biggie. What's the overrun rules? That's overview. Shit. Is there a roll? It costs an extra movement. Yeah, big hairy deal. Okay. Yeah. I'm going to stick around this time. I didn't last time, but I want to do it this time. So 1, 2, I overrun. Do I want to hit this? Three. Next time I can go 1, 2, 3, 4. Shit. 1, 2. Yeah, I don't know what to do about this. This was 2. Let's cross the river where we're at our strongest. Let's get one of these in there. We've just crossed the river. He can try to intercept with that unit, and I'm going to put these over by the side. He can try to intercept across the river. The reaction, nothing. Okay, so we succeed. So now, here's what we have. Now, are the Huns assholes? Are they nomads? They could have tried to retreat. That would make more sense. They are not. These do not have an arrow on them that I can see. They have something that I don't know what that is, but I don't think it's an arrow. Okay. Archery. There is no archery sub-step. So we're looking at 3 white dice for the 1 barbarian and 2, 4, 6 white dice for the Ostrogoths. Sorry, the Goths, not the Huns. Exchanges. No elites. We have the cav advantage over here. Lets us exchange for a black die. We're not nomads. It's not a fortified city. We have the heavy advantage. We would take a black die away. And we roll the hits. Okay. We did 2 hits. They took none. We want to get 2 more hits on them. Since we got 2 here, we will re-roll 2 more white dice. We did not quite get it. We killed 3 of theirs. And now here's where things get goofy, right? We took no damage. They recover. Let me add 4 victory points to the Ostrogoths because counters are going to start shifting places. These guys get to retreat. Now, if I could leave Balticum, I can make it so that I'm not really a target. But I can't get out of there easily. I was attacked this way. I can retreat here. And that leaves the Ostrogoth army up here. I got 4 points here as long as I don't chase these poor assholes into there. They're able to run 3 spaces, actually. I think the Romans will run them. Barbarians are friendly to barbarians. We'll run into 1, 2, 3. We'll run that far. Okay, that presents more problems for the Ostrogoths now. I have an invasion, so I could actually move these guys up into Balticum. I don't believe my victory points require that I convert Sarmatia, even though the wording of this is somewhat that way. I can conquer Sarmatia and its vicinity. Well, I have 2 more actions. If I hit this and this, my horde... Oh shit. Wait a minute. I have already done 2 of my actions. Right? Let me think. I came up here 1, 2, 3, 4. No, this was my first action. So my second action, I can actually move these out of Sarmatia up into Balticum. Now this is the border. So if I move here, and 1, 2, 3, I don't get an overrun because the horde's there with me. The problem there is, I got one of these I could be using too. Jesus, I don't know how to get him there. He could have moved up the first time. I don't need a heavy. 1, 2, 3 was the first time. See, I could overrun this and take this, and that would do me some good too. But he has 3 actions. Yeah, I can take everything. All right, why don't I do this? 1, 2, overrun. More points over there. 3. Okay. This guy, I'm going to move him up here for now. He's not doing much. He can't really fight. I could have brought him into here, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is 1 more than I'm allowed to have anyway. I had too many pieces. Let's leave another guy back here. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to attack here. Now he can try to run away. Do I want to? This is controlled by the Romans. I don't particularly want to give points to the Ostrogoths, so why not? So let's try to run. The opponent has twice as many units. No, as the attacker. The opponent has less cavalry than the attacker. That's a -1. I need a 10 in order to run. I do not get it. So we have a fight here again. this is, put a marker because I'm running all over the place. There's not going to be any archery again. I got less dice because I cheated last time. I'm only allowed 4 plus 1 die. My setup was overstacked to begin with. So that's going to be 3 dice. I do get to count the horde as an extra die. Versus 2, 4, 5 dice. Did I do that last time? I don't know. I'm sure I screwed things up. Okay. Let me get 2 rerolls. I get to exchange for what? I have the cav advantage, and that's it. I am not nomads in the steep. I have the cav advantage, I think that's it. Okay. But I do have 2 rerolls, which... And I have this bonus card that could help me here. But 3 hits is exactly what I need. I'm good. So I can use my rerolls to defend myself, if that matters. It does not. So I get 2 more hits on these guys, and I can submit him. Alright. That means I get one of these 3 counters. We're going to be submitting a lot of stuff to submit him. I have to retreat from there? No. I don't know. Yeah, I think I have to retreat from there. But let's take a look at the submission rolls. Okay. I believe, yes, I get a pillage marker no matter what off of this. And that says I get 3 gold for my Ostrogoths. Okay. And I believe I have to leave, but I'm not sure. Okay, I will be getting a tribute from them, even though they don't actually exist. They get 2 of their units back, and I withdraw. Like I said, the combat in this is just weird. Okay, that was my invasion turn. Now comes my opportunity to keep running. Now, I've got my horde parked here. That means I get Balticum. I've got a submitted guy here who's got, a horde in Scythia. That's not where I wanted him. Okay, I did not want to do that. Shit. God damn it. Yeah, it would be really nice if you could see where the borders are. Fucking hell. Okay. So I was up here. This is all wrong. This isn't here. And we try again. Okay. 1, 2, 3 into here. We'll say the retreat did not work because it didn't work, but we get to refight the battle. You know what? Let's say the whole battle happened as it did there. There's only 1 enemy unit. That means, I don't know. I think there's only 1 enemy unit. That means this dies for good, at least for a little while. And then we get this. Okay, let's just fix it that way. That way I got my money and whatever. All right, I got one more thing I got to do. I've got to make these guys submit. Here I can only use my leader, but I could bring these guys in if I so desired. 1, 2, I've still got the same size limit. I got 2 choices. I can either try to flee or I can try to bring units in. It's easier to bring units in. I would like to prevent the Goths from getting the points for this. So, yeah, I gave up Sarmatia. That's fine, because I lost Baltica because those units withdrew. So what do we do? We're going to be attacking that. It's going to try to intercept. Although, here's the thing. On a 10, I get away, and I'm just not hurt, right? Unless he has more movement, which I think is the case. He was here. Where the hell was he? He would have been here. Yeah, he's got more movement, so he could keep chasing. Of course, not very far. And if that runs far enough, it's not really an issue. Okay, I'm going to see if I can intercept. I think I could. I'm not sure. I got to find the page that has these modifiers and things in it and take a quick look. Yeah. Okay. So now we have a battle like this. With this many, there's a chance that I will be able to get away and prevent him from getting his big points. So here's his Ostrogoths, and again, it's 5 dice, one of which is black. This time to 4 dice. And yeah, we're not going to do the battles this way again. And I haven't upgraded my victory points for these things. I don't know. I don't know. I think that one is all that I have that I killed. Okay, we got an okay roll with 2 more dice. We might be able to submit them. And they got a pretty good roll themselves, so they're going to hurt us. We are going to re-roll 2 of our dice, one at a time, because we'd like to reduce the damages on ourselves. So there's 1, 2, we failed. So we did 3 hits to them. They did 3 hits to us. These guys don't generate victory points for anyone, so I don't have to worry about the Ostrogoth. Both have taken equal damage. Who lost? Good question. These guys won, so the Ostrogoths have to fall back. Now, this was what? This was the first turn of his 3-turn bonuses. Okay, so it's not that big a deal. We're here in Polonia. These are going to fall back. We get 2 of our Ostrogoths back. They don't matter. He gets 2 of these back, which means there's 4 victory points going to the Ostrogoths this turn. The second shot at him. Okay, well, we'll go again. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. We're allowed to bring 1 more. We'll bring an actual Ostrogoth again. 1, 2, into here. He can try to retreat. There's no interception that's of value, so on a 10, I get away. I do not get away. We have another round of combat. I'll come back after the results. Trying to give the Ostrogoths more money, we fled outside of the barbarian region, and that creates an interesting situation. So now I fought here, I moved down and fought here, and I've used, I think, 2 of my bonus moves. So now I have 1 more bonus move. What do I want to do with that bonus move? There's not a whole hell of a lot I can do. I could try to convert this. It's not a bad move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. It's an overrun. Kills me another unit. I think I counted these units already. I don't know. I'll figure those crap out. I killed a unit there. I'll put that over. I move into here. They're going to try to run. They're pretty much targets. They fail. We have another battle. I just did something sneaky. I had to withdraw out of here after I submitted him. I got my victory points. I'm up to like 13 points for the Ostrogoths, but we haven't gotten our terrain yet. But if we look at the submission rolls, and God, I hate this kind of thing in a game, but trying to eke every little piece out. I seem to remember something about barbarians having to stay next to each other. Barbarian vassal. The vassal of a nomadic suzerain has to be in the same area or in an adjacent area. No biggie there. Okay. Yeah, it's by area. So I thought that I was sneaking it so that they'd have to withdraw to here somehow. I don't know what that would do if they'd automatically teleport or whatever. That doesn't happen. Now, at the end of my turn, I have achieved something. I have become suzerain, well, I am master of Barbarium and Balticum, so I get 8 more victory points. I have exposed my Ostrogoths, though, and these go back down to join the other Visigoths. Ostrogoths was so fatiguing, yeah, we're going to need another video for this turn, if I'm going to do it in anywhere near the detail that I've been doing. Oh, you know who we haven't done yet? We skipped and forgot the Franks. Shit. Okay, it's not that big a deal. The only thing that interfered was the Alemany. The shit that happened up here doesn't really matter to them. And I don't know who else went, but whatever. But yeah, they should have gone before the Ostrogoths did. Certainly not going to rewind to do that. Now, here's one of the things. These little markers, they don't tell you who owns them. So I have to kind of try to remember that those are Ostrogoth vassals. At some point or another, I'm going to probably use colored markers instead of those things because with only 3 of them, there are not enough. I used up 4 of them down here last game. I didn't use them there. Or no, there was one over here. But yeah, I mean, there were a lot of them on the board, and it's just like, those happen a lot, and there are not enough counters to handle it. Right then. The Franks, who we should have done earlier, I look at their victory points, and on turn 3, they went Australasia and Flandria. Now, unfortunately for me, Australasia has some barbarians in it, but remember, barbarians are neutral to each other. I actually can't even attack them. So I can march up to Flandria. Now, the question here is, do I want to try intercepting them? I think the answer is yes. I don't want to defeat them, but I want to exchange damage against them because I can make victory points off both my Romans and my Franks by doing so. And remember, after combat, you end up recovering points. So I'm going to try that. And let's do a quick reaction here. I don't know what the number's going to be. And that's not going to succeed because I'm crossing a strait, which is -2. My leader has a combat rating of 1. That puts me to -1. An empire that puts me to +1. That's only a 3. That means the limita, odd, it's going to kill a Frank again. I don't know, what the check is. Okay, so a Frank was killed in exchange for this. Now, I can't use the Franks to attack those, but each side is going to get a victory point off this, and that's kind of cool. 2 more activations with the Franks for just the leadership. And here I'm left with kind of choices. I could cross the strait and try to attack the Caesar here, and again, that could generate points for both of us. Cannot attack the Germans, but another option would be to raid some things, get some cash for the Franks, but that takes money away from the Romans. I don't know if that's a great idea. So I'm going to launch my attack on the Romans here, and since I control both, and we'll see what happens. Kind of stupid. because there weren't only one Roman unit. The leader survived, he ran away. But what that means is there was no recovery, which is what I was counting on. Now we got a barbarian terror check on this city. And I don't know if we want to do this or not. I think we have to. So odd, it surrenders. We don't have to loot it. We do not have to loot it. We actually moved, we fought, so we had to stop movement. Now we have one more move. If we loot that, we get some cash. We cost the Romans some money. I think we want to take it. Looting it is worth, what, $2 plus, I think? Yeah. So we get $2 plus our random shit. And that shit is $3 more, which is kind of cool. We do end up with a loot marker here, which is not that cool because that hurts the Romans. And now we'll come down and try the same. 1, 2, 3. We'll go for Neustria, which we can do the same thing with. Odd, we succeed. We do. We'll loot that as well. Get ourselves some cash. Going to create a fiefdom with the Visigoths just before they go. I paid them $3 over here. I have to give them 2 provinces. Well, let's see. 2 civilized provinces adjacent to each other within the same area. Well, I will give them these 2. The horde has to go into one of them. I'm going to put it into this one with as many as I can bring with us. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's everyone, honestly, right? Yep. This is now overstacked. The Visigoths have destroyed this essentially by getting that. So I'm going to give them a victory point in losing the Limitades. Technically, they also have a feudus over this. They have to defend that. I think that means I have to move a unit in here, which actually means they do not destroy the Limitades. They have to maintain control of these 2 provinces, which means they have to stay with a unit in each of them. That causes them some issues. Now, the horde can protect one of the areas, but yeah, I'm not able to get rid of the Limitades. As far as I can see, the Limitades do indeed stay. I don't see any special rule about that. Now, as to what the Visigoths want to do. Well, what they wanted to do was probably move towards Italy. Get away from the Huns. They don't have any great reason not to. However, they're only allowed to do that if they breach the fetus. I can do it immediately after establishment on military activation. I need an odd check to do so. When I do so, I take control of those provinces and maybe have to fight those Limitades immediately, I guess. Which, that's going to suck for the Byzantines, but I thought it was a better idea overall. Yeah, we succeed in breaching the Federation. Well, that didn't work as well as we had hoped. They don't get the victory points for it because they're not in it at the end of the turn. There's an immediate... The Limitades have to fight. So odd, they hurt a Visigoth. First one does. Second one does not. So the Visigoths get their kills here and lose a unit. But now I'm capable of migrating, which is what I want to do. This impacts my control over Moesia, but I did lose 2 Limitades, or limes, due to that, which is kind of problematic. The Visigoths have moved. We'll flip them over. They've gone where they want to go. What did they have here? Yeah, maybe later. And that puts me to the final of the barbarians, which is the Alain. What do the Alain want? On turn 6, and eventually, they want to be in Hispania. Turn 6, Aquitaine. I don't know where Carpolinum and Liger are. Aquitaine is going to be somewhere over. It's over here. Liger's here. So we want to get over here. And to me, that means we don't want to spend points trying to fight things. Now, to some extent, the Visigoths might have wanted to collect up their victory points, but they really want to get where they're going, rather than sit down here where the Huns kind of are interested. Now, the Alemany have to kind of get out of here. 1, 2, 3. We'll make it to Scythia here. Scythia in Sarmatia, not in Scythia. Interesting. But we've moved along in order to deal with that, and that's all we're doing as well, which gets us flipped over. Any of these guys not want to keep their raider markers? These guys all have their raiders still capable. So I'm just going to shift them to next turn. That's just to help remind me who's in play, who's not, whatever. The piles are going to get pretty big, so I don't know. I may not continue that after next turn. I may just start banking them away. All right, that puts us to the next kingdom, well, the next nation, which is Persia. And yeah, Persia's not going to be doing that. Whew. So Persia's problematic, and we are almost done with this hour on the barbarians. I think it's going to take me another hour to do the civilized nations, even if I step back a little bit and don't go into too much detail. On the other hand, if I step way back, it won't, but I think there's enough detail going on. What's up with the Persians on this turn? Well, first of all, do I have an invasion? I don't think I can. They're a nation. Yeah, they just have a king who's on the board. But their special thing here is, first of all, they get penalties for looting markers inside their territory, which is kind of interesting. I don't know if the Romans have that. I don't recall that being there. Yeah, sort of. We got these pillage penalties. Each city Roman looted, same thing. Just different terms for whatever reason. So yeah, I actually cost myself some victory points with those Franks, I think. Oops. Damn bastards. Should not do that. They should be more friendly to the Romans. But the big thing here is that I get 20 victory points if I attack the Byzantines or the Romans with at least 10 units. Now that's not a well-defined condition there. I don't know if it is in their specific booklet. I don't think so. They have to leave garrisons. Okay, so supposedly there's a special peace that can be imposed by Persia there. There's also something about each time they lose their capital, they receive an in decline marker and lose 5 victory points. Interesting. I did not have that happen in my prior game. It wasn't there. So yeah, you gotta find all kind of stuff here. I don't think I bought the Theodosian walls, did I? I bought other cities, but you know. So there's something about, there's supposed to be a roll in it. This is defined somewhere else. I'm looking for that roll, but there's one that's supposed to relate to the Caucasus, the Persians in the Caucasus. And the only thing that I've found so far that relates to that is these 3 kingdoms are specified in the Byzantine book. I don't know where that reference is. It's somewhere in here, or not in here, somewhere else that I found it. Yeah, I don't know. What was this? The Julian Persian campaign, which is referred to here but not here. Oh, and this is weird. You're allowed to redeploy these instead of in purchases, but I don't know that there's any redeployment of limites normally. I'm looking. Here may be replaced during the purchases by flipping it. Yeah. Those have turns. That's something different. There's the Julian campaign. Okay, in the Roman military phase, I can move Julianus anywhere in the Western Empire except the guards unit, which are probably those two shield ones. Okay, I get a special thing if I win this. I have to garrison Persian provinces if I don't. But if I defeat them, Persia gives me a pile of money to both my things. Control of all Roman provinces annexed by Persia earlier revert to Byzantium. I guess they have to withdraw. Persia cedes 3 provinces, Atropatene, Syria, and Euphrates, to Byzantium. Rome evacuates the remaining Persian provinces that they may have captured. If Armenia is a Persian client, it reverts to being Byzantine, and turn to Persia. Can't declare war. Well, that's not an existing thing, but I think they basically become neutral, but the Byzantines could turn it to hostile at their own will, is what it's intended to say. So, what do I do? Well, I want to launch an attack. There's no question of that. Let me load this one up, and I'll come back and deal with this, because I think the 3 civilized powers are going to require that I do a lot. This I can get rid of. It's not serving any purpose anymore whatsoever. Yeah, that's the Orientalis one. Okay.